Okay, so this is the best way I found to send a long voice note with a lot of heart and soul. So, to answer your question, well, it's kind of a loaded question because it's a lot. And first of all, I want to say congratulations on starting your spiritual journey and your healing journey. I I really believe that when we start to really care for ourselves in this very deep and intimate way, which is getting to the root of what causes our disease, which is healing, true healing, no band-aid fixes. There is absolutely no way to avoid spirituality and the opening of that because they go hand in hand. We cannot really heal without also opening up spiritually because it just happens naturally. So a spiritual journey and a healing journey are really the same thing, and I commend you for doing that because it's brave and courageous and different, because it's really the opposite of what society teaches us to do, which is hustle and go and keep going, keep pushing. But no, we have to slow down and step into our feminine and figure out what's going on and how we can lead better lives with more nourishment and nurture and care and love. And that, for me, is so brave. So I would want to share a few things. I think that to start, I recommend books, reading, and finding spiritual mentors and teachers, because again, those are the people that are in alignment with true deep healing from the root. Finding mentors and life coaches as opposed to therapists. I don't recommend therapists unless they are holistic therapists and life coaches, if they do that in conjunction. And if you see their websites and their content and their terminology is very open, you can feel people's energy through how they write and describe themselves. And if they also mention their own healing journey and healing from the root and their spiritual journey, then those are probably the people that you would want to work with. But those are the top 3 things that I would say to start, to not overwhelm you, is books. And the books I recommend are anything and everything from the author Don Miguel Ruiz. He teaches a lot about the Toltec ways and the shamanic ways of the indigenous Mexican people and how they live their lives and how they led with love. And that sounds generic and broad and like kind of corny, but this is actually what healing, I think, is loving ourselves unconditionally, radically, with no ifs or ands or buts. It's just period. It's leading our lives with love and starting with ourselves. So Don Miguel Ruiz is his name. I would start with the 4 agreements. That's what opened up so much of my spiritual journey years ago. And that led me to start having dreams. It led me to start receiving downloads, messages, signs, the synchronicity and the magic that people talk about. That's the first book. And then I recommend his other book, The Voice of Knowledge, The Mastery of Love, all of his books. And those, once you start reading, what happens is you start opening up a portal within yourself where you can access new information and new parts of yourself that you've never seen before. And it's self-discovery. Self-discovery also goes hand in hand with the spiritual journey and the healing journey. So once you open up to these words and these ideas and these concepts and these thoughts, then it's like you're consuming and you're eating new information that is opening up a whole new side of you, a whole new layer of you that you've never seen before. And that is going to lead you to more to finding the right books, more words, more of these teachers are going to start appearing in your life. And it just kind of happens like a domino effect. Honestly, it just keeps on rolling. And how I started my healing journey, always, any journey, when I used to do real estate, any big journey that I've done, I've always started with a mentor. I've had I've worked with, I don't even know how many, 7 to 10, and I've invested a lot of money, 7 to 10 spiritual mentors, teachers, life coaches, and therapists over the past 5 years. That's a lot. And again, these teachers and these books and these words and even YouTube videos, they start kind of appearing and going into your consciousness because you're eating these words and they're going into your subconscious. I also highly recommend you start a meditation practice, and I would find different techniques online to see which one works for you, because when we start to meditate, that is actually the way to access our higher self, and it's the way to access that part of us that is just consciousness and not our name, our body, what we wear, our roles, our jobs. It's you and your consciousness sitting together, like dancing pretty much, and you kind of become nothing. Like there can be moments where you kind of feel like you leave your body, and you do, because you just become pure consciousness. And you can start with 10 minutes and then raise it up to 20 minutes a day of meditation. Also, yoga was huge for me, and one of the biggest, if not the biggest, I would say books and then yoga for starting my healing journey and my spiritual journey, because the poses open up energy meridians in you that again open up portals inside of you that makes you more wise, more access to healing, more access to divinity, more access to God. So starting to take yoga classes, but yoga classes that are in studios, that are not like workout yoga classes, because I know that hot yoga and all those vinyasa yogas are really popular, but I'm referring to finding studios around you that are more spiritually inclined and use the ancient Indian traditions of how to actually do yoga and the poses. And with that, those teachers also have and hold so much information that they pass on this knowledge to you throughout the class as they're speaking. And they also pass along their energy to you, which again makes you grow more. Wow. Also finding ways to connect with nature. And by that, I don't mean just going to the ocean and putting your feet on the sand or putting your feet on grass. I mean starting to eat foods and herbs that are more nourishing to you, so you can start to connect with the earth through eating it. And also by stepping on it, stepping on the actual grass, and going to the mountains. And I would go by yourself as a way to commune with God, because nature is God, and God communicates to us through nature and many other ways, but nature is the main thing, in my opinion, how God communicates to us, because you'll see once you start to do it and you start to find intentional time for you to spend with nature, it can be your way of communing with God. Another thing that you can do to start healing is finding mentors that you would want to work with and seeing what courses they have. For example, I am working now with Bella Divine on Instagram, and she is a really beautiful, powerful, super powerful woman that teaches and preaches about spiritual empowerment and self-sovereignty. And I'm taking a course with her now, which is a mentorship with other women that I'm doing for 12 weeks, with access to a whole bunch of videos and lessons and practices. And holy shit, it is the best investment I've ever done in my entire life. So if you find mentors where they have courses, for example, this one, from what people have said about it, is that it saves them years and years of therapy by just doing this course alone for 12 weeks and doing all the practices, because These people are filled with knowledge and information that we need in order for us to understand ourselves more. And true healing first comes from understanding ourselves, truly understanding our bodies, how we function, what the mind is, what the left part of the brain is, what the right part of the brain is, what the nervous system is, how our nervous system is, what makes us tick, what makes us depressed, what makes us stressed. That is true deep healing, is noticing and observing ourselves. And then, because this is like a relationship, really, it's in order for you to really love this other person fully, wholly, unconditionally, and love all parts of them, well, you have to kind of know all of them. And if we don't know ourselves, we can't heal ourselves. Know thyself, heal thyself. It's a 1 and then a 2. First, we have to know ourselves really, really deeply. And that's why all these books are so important. Also, for books, I recommend The Power of Now and The Untethered Soul. These are kind of basic beginner books for people that are just stepping into this kind of energy and this new world. And I recommend praying every single day. Pray at least twice a day. Find moments where you can pray, where you can just talk to God and ask God what it is that you are seeking, what it is that you are trying to create, what you're trying to heal, and ask for God to show you the way to do that. And trust me, you will start to find people, places, books, words in magazines, like random coincidences that are not coincidences, which is actually magic, and it will start to come to you. Things will start to come, and you have to start paying attention to your dreams too. So that, I think I'll leave it at that, so I don't overwhelm you with information. If I have more books that I can think about, also developing any books that are around developing your psychic abilities, I recommend those too. I started reading those really early in my journey, and those helped me because psychic abilities are intuition, period. The only way we can be psychic, quote unquote, and whatever that means to you, you can learn more as to actually what that means once you start reading and tapping into your divinity and your intuition. Is really, it comes from having a very strong connection with your intuition. So yeah, I hope all of this helps, and congratulations on starting your journey, and thank you so much for reaching out to me and trusting me for gifting you these words and this insight. I hope that it's helpful for you, and I know that actually it will be. Sending hugs.